Yeah, man. How we doing today, ladies and germs? Yo, let me hold up. We good? Live. We live in the building. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? How y'all doing? It's yeah. Hold on. Uh what's going on? Hold on. My headphones doing, y'all tripping. Get my headphones put together here. On this glorious Saturday evening, how is everybody doing? Sorry I got on here late. I had to make some changes to the stream. I had some channels that were not connected to the stream, but now we are connected, so we are golden. Um, I really appreciate, first of all, I want to say I really appreciate those of y'all that showed up on the last one, man. And, yo, we had a cool time, bro. It was good to see a lot of good faces, a lot of old faces. Um, and I had to let a lot of people know not to uh, try to tag in on the phone and stuff. So everybody just hit the link and get in on here. You feel me? We talked about a lot of stuff. Last Saturday was my soft. Uh, it was my soft launch as I was trying to get everything again, like I said, put together. You know what I mean? So we touched base on a lot of stuff. We talked about relationship shit. We talked about racism shit and all that stuff. Y'all already know. Um, and a lot of people made some good points. Those of y'all that not contemplated, but those of y'all that connected with us and added your thoughts on the conversation, it was great. So I really appreciate that feedback. And, you know what I'm saying? Just y'all just kind of touching base and just, kind of giving your points of view. Today, we're going to rehash a little bit on, some of the stuff we talked about. One of the things I think we talked about, and if we didn't talk about it, then we could talk about it today. But I think we talked about like breakups and stuff. And, I'm saying, how people handle that. I don't know. I don't think we talked about that, but we'll talk about that. Let's talk about that. Okay. Okay, that's something else. All right. So for me, now remember, I always make this disclosure every time I'm gonna look in the camera. Every time I get on here with my podcast, I'm only talking about my own personal experiences. I'm only talking about my perspective on the world. Everything is my opinion based on, again, experiences, right? So feel free to chime in, kind of give me some feedback on your own experiences, your personal perspective on the world, and your take on different things. It's all love here. No disrespect, or I gotta let you go. I can't. You can't come in here and be trying to start no hate and bait nobody into nothing. This is where we get to vent and get it off our chest and talk about our differences and stuff and finding that sweet spot where we can all get along. Okay. Um, yeah, so this is just my perspective, my opinion. Is all based on just my experience and everything. Okay. So that said, um, I want to thank everybody that tunes in and clicks in and checks out my live and so on and so forth. It's a Saturday evening, I guess, 7:39. It's been a crazy week. It's been a crazy few weeks. Again, RIP to some of the fallen. A couple friends that are no longer with us today. It's like I said, Big Mike Pareda. Yo, that one hurt. My man Chris Waters, aka Solo, he's gone. So and so on and so forth, man. Zave, you know what I'm saying? Yo, anyway, RIP to them again. Just a lot, bro. Those hurt. Like those are really good guys. I knew I had the privilege and the honor to videotape a lot of them guys with the Everybody Eats movement, and you know what I'm saying, the 512 movement back down on 6 back in the day, the pre-COVID era, if you will. A lot of good times, man. Good times, good memories. So shout out to them, man. In the afterlife, I hope that you find there much more than what you found here. Peace, love, all that to your families, so on and so forth, man. Yeah, that hurt. Let me check over the notes here and see what we got. So there was a point that I wanted to bring up. I wanted to talk about breakups. Okay, y'all doing too much. I wanted to talk about breakups and stuff. You know what I mean? A lot of girls I hear get upset because they be like, I can't break up with my guy because like he gets mad, when you try to break up and boo 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 boo, and so on and so forth. And I want y'all to understand, just from my perspective, I think a breakup, as fucked up as a breakup is already, breakups suck, right? Who wants to break up? If you're just not getting along and it's just not working, fine. But if it's something that can be resolved and shit, try to resolve it. But if it's just not there, the problem that I find with breakups mostly is, it's not the fact that you fell out of love with the situation. You don't want to be, no longer want to be involved with the person. I think it's how I find, from a male perspective to women, the way you go about it, right? You just up and leave, go on with your life and leave the guy hanging like, what the fuck, right? Sometimes guys know, and it's just like, yo, good riddance, peace out. But when it's a situation, because there's situations where guys get broken up with because they're good guys. You know what I mean? Girls just get bored. And that's another topic we're going to talk about. Like this boredom stuff. We're going to get into that in a minute. But they always want something else. They always seem like they're just not happy. They're not working towards their happiness. It's almost like it's expectant upon the guy to make them happy. And you got to understand, ladies, it ain't nobody's job to make you happy except you. It's your job. My job is to support you in your life and to share in your happiness and share my happiness, but I can't make you happy. And like I tell a lot of people, make somebody happy. Listen to the words, right? Make somebody happy. That almost sounds forced. I can't make you happy. I could do things around you that can bring peace and joy to you if you choose to embark on that and get involved in that, if you will, right? But I can't make you happy. I can't make you fall in love. I can't make you happy. I can't do none of those things. Those things are incumbent upon you. You got to do those things yourself. And I'm finding that a lot of times these women break up and they just out. Now, in my experience, I always assume the worst, right? The only way a woman would just up and leave, a girl will up and leave a guy with no warranted reason, no, just unexpected, just up and just I'm gone. Usually tends to be she found something else and she wants to find any excuse to get out and she just disappears, right? A lot of times you'll find they'll pick a fight with you, start shit with you, and then that's their way out, right? Now all of a sudden you react to a thing, they bait you into a thing, they gaslight you and start talking all this shit, and then you start to react to that thing, and before you know it, that's the reason why you broke up. That's the reason why. But if and then the breakup is one thing, right? But then you're already off and on with somebody else, just on to someone else that fast, like that is just crazy. Now, I'm not saying guys don't do that, but I hate trying to disclose that. I'm not saying it's all just women. I'm just talking from a male point of view, but I'm happy to hear the women's perspective. But still, it just sucks the way y'all go about it. You've had enough. You're done. There's not been any real conversation. You just disappear. You just leave. And then when the guy tries to talk to you, then you treat the guy like he's a pain in your ass, like he's a problem. And it's like, how the hell am I a pain in your ass? How are you? I'm just, it's like we're not even we're not even allowed to try to figure out what happened. And then, so we're just not we're not going to work it out. Yesterday, you're in love with me. Today, you want nothing to do with me. You won't even look me in the eyes, right? That type of treatment. Like, what is that? I never understood that, right? And so, of course, it's safe to assume that you found someone else and then you looked for a way out. You found some cop out excuse to get out of the situation rather than just break up. Just be like, look, man, it ain't here no more. I've already been looking and talking to somebody else I've been interested in, and I want to kind of see where that goes. Fine. On to the point that I was going to get to. That seems to be some sort of pandemic going on here in this day and age, right? We got this boredom mentality, this new and excitement mentality, this attention seeking mentality. Like, women want the security and the comfort that they have, but they're always needing that validation. It's always, they like guys vying for them in their DMs or in their comments, and they're always looking for some kind of validation. Then they look for their friends for validation, which is another thing I can't stand. Because look at the friends that you seek counsel from or with, if you will, right? It's always the miserable, negative people that have a relationship, that are in a relationship, right? That give you counsel. I've experienced girls getting counsel from their friends who they've seen personally in their face cheating on their other ones. And then they knew the boyfriend and were okay with it. Even though they said they weren't okay with it, you keeping secrets, you're okay with it. You're not telling nobody nothing. Because let me tell you something. If I see my homeboy's girlfriend outside while in the streets, you damn right. I'm telling that motherfucker, yo. You ain't shit. Fuck you. I'm telling everything. You call me a hater, you can call me whatever. But you know what, bro? I ate a lot of shit by not snitching. If I would have knew what I know now, then I'm snitching on all you motherfuckers. Snitches get stitches. Yeah, I want all the smoke. See me. I served time. I got locked up for niggas, bro. Not keeping it a buck. These motherfuckers, I thought they was my boys. Thought they was my people. Thought people had my back. So fuck all you niggas. I owe none of you motherfuckers any loyalty. You show me loyalty, you earn my loyalty. That's how we do it. You see what I'm saying? Hey, well, you my boy. Nah, bro. None of that. None of that. I don't trust nobody no more with none of that. Because I can't get my time back. I can't get all my losses back. I can't get nothing. You can't give me nothing back. You see what I'm saying? So that part. Anyway, it's always usually the miserable people that have a relationship that counsel to those that are in a situation that they're happy in. You know what I'm saying? This is the part I understand. So you see, you have a friend that's been depressed and miserable and going through it, right? No one was there for that person. No one reached out. No one helped. That person felt all alone. Then they find someone, and that person makes them feel safe. That person makes them feel happy. There are a few discrepancies in the relationship, but it's nothing serious. That is only based on other people's opinions, which don't matter. It only matters how you feel and your place in the situation. That's my opinion. Anyway, you get people that see that you're happy. They don't like your situation for their own personal reasons, but it's personal. It's none of your business. You don't have to date the person that your friend is dating. You just have to be supportive and make sure that your person's safe, your friend's safe, and they're okay and they're not being mistreated and stuff. That's where you concern yourself. But if your friend is happy, well kept, not wanting for nothing, taken care of, safe, feels secure, right, and is extremely comfortable, then why would you give your friend or your family member an ultimatum against their own happiness? And then the other problem is that person is that dumb enough to throw away their true happiness for the sake of their peers, for the sake of other people, for the pleasurement of other people, if you will. You see what I'm saying? Like, I never understood that. You will throw away something good. I never understood why women do this. I never, again, this is my experience, male to the feminine side. I'm a male. So women throw away something that's real and good to appease their peers. You know, you would rather live in misery and pain than face the truth of what's going on. I never understood that either. That's another thing. Just own it. Like, I really wish that women would just own it. Just own it, man. This world would be so much better if you guys would just own it, bro. Just keep it 100% and just own it. You out there running the streets trying to be a hoe, bro. Who gives a fuck? When you come to terms with who you are, in fact, at the end of the day, then whatever happens from there, I will just say good luck, right? Because at that point, you've run yourself amok, and then you expect a good man to want to take you in and be, after you've been ran through. Honey, if you find one, man, more power to you. I hope, because I don't want to wish displeasure or unhappiness on others. I want everybody to find their happiness. You see in my logo, hashtag everybody eat. I want everybody to eat, man. I want everybody to eat and get theirs, bro. But my thing is, though, y'all gotta get over that. Learn to just own it, man. Stop finding excuses. Stop blaming. Stop projecting. Stop gaslighting. Stop trying to play the victim. Just own it. Just own what the problem is. Own what's going on and be responsible, right? And, you know, of course, the man has to do his part too, for sure. But yeah, I never understood this. I never understood this with y'all, how y'all would just throw away something good because you're worried about what other people feel and think. Who gives a fuck? I grew up in a time when, you know what I'm saying, we were coming out of that era. I mean, I don't know if we'll ever come out of it, but it was a problem when, you know, black girls that dated white guys, or interracial mixing and stuff like that. It's always, man, I found in this life, there's always a problem. There's always something. No matter what you do, there's always a problem. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, my whole thing is, excuse me, if you're happy and you're content and you're being taken care of and you love the situation, that's what you should pursue. It's like my boy Big J said, R.I.P. Big J. You ain't gonna die my death, so don't live my life. Every day people throw away shit and then they wonder why they can't find happiness. They wonder why they can't find a good man. They wonder why they can't keep a relationship with her. Because you either A, just got this insatiable attitude that you just, no matter what, you got a good thing going, but you're worried about what's happening over here. You're worried about what your peers and other people are thinking and feeling about your situation instead of worrying about your own feelings and stuff. Because let me tell y'all something. These so-called friends that got your back, let them find somebody if they already haven't. Find somebody that they are overly in love with. They're just head over heels, headstrong about, right? And then you need them to quit what they're doing with that person because it's affecting y'all's friendship or something like that, to that effect, right? You think they're going to leave that for you? Hell motherfucking no. You'll find out who your friends are really quickly. But you want to give up something to make them happy because their happiness matters more than yours. I think that is the stupidest thing a person could do. You get what I'm saying? That is the dumbest thing a person could do. That never made sense to me. I never understood that. And I never will. I don't think I'll ever understand that. But I just wanted to bring it up because I wanted to bring up that point. I thought we talked about that, but then as I went on, I realized we never talked about that, because I would have remembered that. You know what I'm saying? So, which brings me to my next point about this topic. I had put in the notes about a lot of girls are like, well, I'm just trying to be nice. And to that effect, I say, don't be nice. I think it's better if you just straight up, right? Just be honest, be authentic. You know what I'm saying? Um, because the problem that most men have with women breaking up with them is, yeah, the breakup sucks again, but it's how they treat them in the breakup. It's how you treat us. You just go off, you just, and then you like I said, you pick these weird ass cop out excuses and post the blame and say it was this person, that person, this way, you know, and I just, you want a man that has his shit together. You want a man that's got money. You want a man to treat you and spoil you. But if he goes to work too much, he's never around, right? So that's the excuse to go screwing around. If he's around you, then he's up underneath you too much. He's too clingy. He's too, and you got to push that. Like, you get what I'm saying? Um, if you don't hear from him, he don't give a fuck. He's probably fucking around with somebody else. If you hear from him too much, it's too much pressure. Shit like that. Like, these are the things, like, these are just mental fucking games. Like, stop playing these games with people, bro. Like, that's just fucked up. We can talk about that a little bit more. Let me see what else I got here in these notes. I wanted to talk about, I think we talked about relationship stuff. Being, it's kind of, we've kind of gotten into a thing where it's become men versus women. And I think it's more of a people thing than a men versus women thing. I think women have their thing and I think men have their thing. Um, I just think you know, the princess mentality, I blame that on like Disney. I do, because everything revolves around, you know, wishing for that man to sweep you off your feet, the knight in shining armor, and he comes down the great white stallion and he picks the girl up and sweeps her off into the castle, into the clouds, right? And she doesn't ever want for nothing and she lives happily ever after. I believe that that causes a problem in society because now people grow up with that expectation. So I blame that. Um, I feel like there's too much expectation in terms of dating, when it comes to dating, or meeting people or whatever. I've been experiencing, um, a guy sees a girl, he thinks he thinks she's attractive and everything. He wants to hang out with her, he wants to visit with her, meet with her, you know, whatever. So he asks to exchange. They exchange either social media contacts or contacts, or phone numbers or what have you, and then then it goes on. I should say it goes on. I was going on a different idea, but I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna stick with this. It goes on to, hey man, are you single? You know, you want to go get some coffee or something like that, and then all of a sudden, the guy's a weirdo. You know, um, I have I have experienced so much shit. Like, I'm an older guy. I have guys that are younger. They reach out to these younger girls. The younger girls, let's just say the girl's 22 or something. He's 20, he's upper 20s, right? Uh, they would say he's too old. I think we talked about this already. I'm gonna have to really check my notes. Um, but a guy like me who's clearly older, it's been kind of half and half. Some people find it weird, but when I talk to them further, they're not against it. And then others are just like, it's cool. So I don't know how to make heads or tails of that. Y'all let me know. Y'all kind of give me some feedback on that. I don't know what the heck is going on with that. What that's all about. Um, let me see. What else do we have here? In my notes, I wrote down a bunch of stuff because I wanted to give back some feedback on some stuff. Um, I wanted to talk about fakeness versus intentions. You know, you get people that get involved with other people and they have certain intentions, right? But rather than keep it real, they act all fake and they just, I don't know. it's it's crazy because, well, let me put the fakeness aside and let me build it up to where I came up with the fakeness. Okay. So the intentions seemingly are from the beginning. I met this guy, he's cool, he's cute, and she's cute and attractive, and we kicked it and everything is good and everything is all good and this and that. And then all of a sudden, something happens, the situation isn't any longer. And where the fakeness comes in is um it's there's been a lot of things said in the relationship or the connection or whatever you want to call it, right? I'll just say relationship. So in this so-called relationship, there's been a lot of things said, and that would lead people to believe that they were a couple, or that the feelings in that relationship were a lot more strong than now at the end, is going on, right? So the question becomes, so did everything we do, everything you say, did everything you say to me back when we were doing a thing, was it real? Did you mean what you did? You really care about me? Did you really love me? Did you really do the things you did for me because you were really looking out for me and you wanted to see me do well? But then all of a sudden now, the situation is different because you didn't get from me something you expected. Um, from my experience, I was talking to somebody. We were really good friends. This person wanted to forge a relationship, like a deep relationship, be in love, be together type of thing. I didn't feel that way. I have a tough time trusting women because, again, my experience. I don't hate women. Don't get it wrong. I won't blame a woman for the things someone else did to me, but I'm just really cautious because of everything that's happened in my past. Um, like I should be like fuck bitches, fuck women, and just go out there, run around, and just treat them like pieces of meat and cum dumpsters. But I just choose not to. I just think there's too much energy that goes into that, and I'd rather be doing other things, positive things. But don't think the thought hadn't crossed my mind though. But my whole thing is this: this person had my back. I was going through some stuff. This person took care of me, had my back, and we were really cool friends. We were really good. We crossed the line, and I realized I don't think this is a good idea because I think it's leading feelings on. And the person got mad at me when I stopped. I didn't want to cross the line with that person anymore, and this person got upset with me. And the one thing I said was I didn't want to rip this person's heart out. I didn't want to hurt this person. Do not put me in a position to hurt you. I love what we have going on, but I don't want to do the extra stuff. Well, that didn't go well. And everything that was said to me was completely undermined after that point. So that's where I feel the fakeness comes in. It's like, so did you really mean what you said? Did you really feel the way you felt about me? Or was it because you were hoping to get something out of this, something else? And so you just said all that to in hopes of getting this. Now that this isn't happening, everything else has just been thrown out the window and undermined, right? It doesn't. So, um, you know, y'all give me your thoughts on that. What do you think? You think it's just being fake? Or you think people are just sitting there gaslighting? I feel like it's sometimes people get gaslit in certain situations because people are expecting a thing. And in that expectation, you're not paying attention to the person's real feelings. You're not paying attention to the person that you're getting yourself involved in. Okay. And so you misunderstand or you misread certain messages. Um, and that always leads to getting hurt. You see what I'm saying? And to me, I feel like that's a fakeness. I feel like it's a type of fakeness. I feel like you're just being fake. Like you wanted what you wanted. You would think you were getting your way. I feel like it's almost like a brat mentality. You're getting what you wanted, or at least seemingly what you wanted, and then all of a sudden, towards the end, when it didn't happen your way, now nothing you did was real. But y'all get back to me on that one. Let's talk about something else. Another point that I had written down, I think I already touched on it, is it was a question where I said, yesterday you were in love with me, and then today you can't even look me in the eyes. Like, how do you do that? How is that possible? How is it that yesterday, literally yesterday, you were head over heels in love with me, and then the next day, ghost, nothing? I never understood that. And again, these are experiences, and my experiences are either things I've been through myself or things I've watched others go through and give me what I need to talk about on podcasts. You know what I mean? So how do you do that? How do people do that? How do you go from yesterday you were dead in love with me to today you can't even look me in the eyes? I never understood that. Y'all help me out with that. Help me out with that. Help me out with understanding how we arrive here, right? On that front. Because I don't get it. So if y'all got anything to add to that or help me with that, help me out with that, because I couldn't. I couldn't. I don't know what's going on. I could not tell you for the love of me. All right. So my experience, someone had asked me if I'd ever been in love before. Did I just glitch? Hello? Y'all can hear me? Anyway, someone asked me if I'd ever been in love before. I don't think I've ever been in love before, but I've loved things. I've loved situations. I've loved connections, which could have probably led to being in love, but I don't think it ever lasted long enough for me to fall in love. I've been with people for a long time. I've been in relationships, long relationships, and I've loved the person to an extent, but there were things that caused me not to fall in love. Things that it would just fill me with anger and frustration, so on and so forth. So I don't know that I ever got the chance to really get there, but I've made some amazing connections. I would say I was infatuated a lot with a lot of things. I wanted to be in love with things, but because of everything that's gone on, I never got the chance to do it. But I did learn to love things, and for a long time, I kind of shelved that feeling too. Like, I'm not ever loving nothing because I can't trust nothing and F all that. And so, therefore, I put aside loving a thing, and I just wouldn't trust it. I was always waiting for the other shoe to fall and just be like, yep, there it is. There it is. Well, took a little longer, but there that is. You know, and that's not a good way for nobody to live. In my last relationship, I learned to love things again. Even if the situation didn't pan out, I realized that I learned to love things again. And that's a good feeling. I love that feeling. I love loving things. I don't have to be in love with you, but I could be in love with those things, because there were a lot of good things that I really cared about. Good memories, just a lot of good things. And so I love that feeling. So my advice to people is learn to love things again, bro. It's okay to love things. It's okay to be involved in things. Sometimes people that you're connected with or connected to, they just aren't really good for you, but they're meant, for me, I think they're meant to learn from. And sometimes I'll say this: when you find a person that's going through a thing, you got to ask the right questions, right? I think a lot of times we as men get with these girls that are, and it's always the sob story. It's always the, and I can't find a good man, and they're really pretty, and they can't keep a man, and they got a bunch of kids, who knows what, but it's always something, right? And so I found that sometimes you have to let women suffer their own consequences. You see what I'm saying? There's a reason why you're beautiful, you're a good looking girl, you seem sweet, you seem nice, but you can't keep a man. Now that's the part that you don't tell us. And sometimes we get involved with y'all and then we end up getting hurt by y'all because y'all end up, instead of letting you suffer the consequence of the thing that you're going through for because of your personality traits, we try to fix it, we try to help it, we try to do whatever. So now we've just enabled you, we've just empowered you, we've just fed and validated you're being entitled, being a brat, whatever it was that caused people to not be there for you, rather than let you sit there in those consequences, hopefully helping you to grow and to learn from whatever personality causes you to have these problems. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more later on. But in the meantime, y'all let me know. Feel free to let me know. Give me some input on that as far as what y'all think is going on in that area. But yeah, I just feel like we need to let people, men or women, we need to let people suffer their consequences. There's a reason. There's a whole reason why you can't find somebody. You know what I mean? My reason, I'm sure somebody asked that. It's like I felt you guys asked, what's my reason why I don't have nobody? I trust issues. I ain't gonna lie. I have a tough time trusting. Sometimes I wear my heart on my sleeve and I fall in love with my dick. I fuck you and I like you. Yo, we go together. You know what I mean? It's very rare that I've had sex with somebody and we weren't in a relationship. You know what I mean? Somewhere or other, you know what I mean? For the most part, that's just the way I see it. Also, I tend to pick crazy people. Everything is always beautiful in the beginning, and then people flip the script. And at the end, it's always my fault. So I'm just like, well, if I'm the problem, now nobody has a problem because I'm not fucking with nobody. I stay to myself. I don't bother nobody. I just do what I do. I do my business. I take everything one day at a time, one step at a time. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm tired, yo. I'm tired. I'd like to find my person, but right now I just don't have the strength to deal with any of that. Whatever, yo, y'all do it. I'd rather people watch people go through relationships and all that shit and be like, yeah, that's why I'm not in a relationship. Not the same to say that I'm bitter and jaded and I don't want to be in one. I want to be in one. I'm just tired right now and I don't want to put up with shit right now. And I love my big ass king size bed and I love to spread out and just be at peace. You know what I mean? I can't even be a friend without it getting ruined. I've had great friendships and then friendships cross the line and then so I'm just like, yeah, I'm good. And I'm done. I just can't. It's just too much. It'd be doing way too much. It's just too much drama. Good on all that shit. So that. What we got? And again, that's just me. It is what it is. Y'all do y'all. More power to y'all. Me, I'm good. I like me a good stiff whiskey. I'll sit back and just people watch. Roll my eyes. This is a question that was asked to me about how women throw away someone that they were in love with that easy. I think I answered that. In my experience and from my point of view, mostly it's usually there's someone else. I mean, they deny it, but there's someone else. See, nobody wants to look like the hoe But there ain't no way you were in love with me, and then the next minute you just want me gone. It's someone else. I don't care if it's a guy or a girl, but it's usually someone else. Now, argue with me, debate with me if you want. Help me see a different perspective. But from my experience, it's always someone else. They always think the grass is greener on the other side, and they're trying to find a reason to get rid of you because they think that person's it. Then that person gets in, uses them for what they need, and is gone. It's not fucking with you because you think people are stupid. You think a man gets to know you, but you're seeing somebody else, and you throw that person away for them. What do you think you're going to do to them? Come on, y'all. All right, what else we got? There's a lot of good points here and stuff that I've written down. The prostitution era. We talked about that last one on the last podcast, on the soft opening. Yeah, yeah, man, a man gotta give me money, but you're not giving up nothing. And then when you ask a woman what's she giving up, he gets me. What the fuck do that mean? I get you. Who the fuck is you? And why are you any different than any other bitch I could get? If I want to be that type of nigga, I could fuck with 6 bitches at once. And just juggle them all around. As long as I'm willing to put up with all that shit, just juggle them around. Who the fuck is you? Why is you so important? The only thing that's special about you is your pussy's different from somebody else's pussy because it's you. Doesn't make it better or worse. It's just different because it's a different person. It's on a different body. It's the same makeup. It's just on a different body. What's so special about you? You trying to lock in? You trying to help make an honest man out of me? You trying to forge my house into a home? Give me some babies. Keep me honest. Keep yourself honest. Get out the game. And you know what I mean? What are you doing? You know what I mean? If I spend money on you, I spend money on you because I want to, not because I'm obligated to. What the fuck you mean? If a man take me out, he got to spend no less than $200-300. The more you talk, Jack in the Box has went to McDonald's menu. How about that? You know what I mean? Like that expectation and get out of here, bro. For real. Not doing it, not interested, man. You got to be coming with something for me because let me tell you something. I'm a good steak dinner guy, but you got to be worth it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way in hell you ain't showed me nothing, but I'm already deep into you $500. And that's just eating. We don't really know each other. We ain't did nothing. We don't hang out, nothing. But I'm already into you $500 and we just went to eat. Nah. Come on, y'all. That don't even make sense to you. So why are you trying to make it make sense to me? You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to cut that shit out. What else we got? What other points we got here? Oh, okay. So another question that has been brought to me is, what's this women think they're the prize bullshit? What the hell is that? You the prize? Huh? What's the prize? Somebody help me out. What's the prize? What I don't what's the prize? Because isn't a prize a type of an award or a reward? It's like a reward, right? The prize is a reward for something, right? What are you rewarding me with? And don't say the S word, because I can get the S word anywhere. Okay. What is the reward here? First of all, you ain't had but an attitude all night. You're picky packy about what you want to eat. You got all this expectations and you don't but I don't really know you like that. I thought you was cute. I want to talk to you. I asked you, let's go get something to eat. And then you start showing this different side. Now I don't even want to hang out with you no more. I really don't even want to hang with you. I just want to go home, open a beer, and shut the fuck up. I don't even want to kick it with you no more. Like what? What's the y'all answer me that one. Y'all come back and tell me that. What's the prize? What? Let me see. That's for another topic. When are we going to talk about religion? Patience. Why do nice guys finish last? I'll tell you. You're stupid. There it is. You're trying to use your kindness for two reasons. Either you're genuinely kind and you're trying to use your kindness to really be sweet to somebody who's not deserving of your kindness, and you let them in, they take advantage of your kindness, and now all of a sudden you're their trick sugar daddy, if you will, simp, and then you end up getting your heart ripped out and you end up getting treated like shit because they never cared about you in the first place. Or you're using kindness to gain something out of this woman and you don't get what you expected, and then you get your heart ripped out. And so basically, you're stupid. That's why nice guys finish last. It's one of two kind of nice guys: genuine nice guys, or guys that are using kindness to try to get in there. And then you don't get in there because the girl's like, you're a square. You're a buffoon. I'm not saying not to be nice. I'm not saying not to be a good, genuine, nice guy. Be a genuine, nice guy. Be who you are, but be cautious with your kindness. I'm just going to say that, bro. Takes one to know one. Yeah, I already talked about that. Women will turn on their own happiness in order to gain approval, in order to appease their friends, but their friends would never do the same. Yeah, I talked about that already. I talked about that earlier. No, I find that women are selfish creatures. It is what it is. There are some women that will cut down for a man. You better hang on to them because they're very few gems, very few and far between. You got a woman to cut down for you and love on you, man, you better keep her, wrap her up. It's don't smother her. Let her breathe, let her be free, but like, yeah, protect her because those are few and far between. But no, women are selfish creatures for the most part. A lot of times you get those friends that want you to leave what makes you happy only to appease what they've got going on. It's that misery loves company thing. They're bitter, they're jealous, they're not really your friends. They don't want to see you happy because they're not happy. They don't care about you, they care about them. And the only reason why it has anything to do with you, it's because it's most likely in comparison to them, right? So that being said, you need to watch your friends, ladies. Any friend or family member that's trying to dissuade you from something that makes you feel, like I said, safe, happy, content, relaxed, comfortable, all the good things. And people come up with ultimatums like, if you don't let that go, then you're going to lose this, or they're not your friends, and your family don't give a fuck about you. Come on, guys. Okay? Like, seriously. This shit here got to stop. You know what I mean? You need to be supportive, especially if you had a friend that was going through it. In my experience, there was somebody that was depressed and contemplated kind of just pulling the plug on their lives because their friends, friends, as things happen in life, friends kind of go about their own way. People have boyfriends, people have other lives. So the way you used to hang out, you're not doing that no more. Okay. Family members get scattered. People are busy with work, or again, boyfriends and other life shit that doesn't pertain to you anymore. So then you're left just sitting there missing what used to be. And so you feel depressed, you feel lonely, you just feel like, you're only good for walking the pets, cooking the food, cleaning the dishes, cleaning the house, taking out the trash, and this and that. And that's your life. And then the question therein lies the question that lies in there is, well, where are your friends? Where are the ones that you can call and they can come over and cheer you up? Nobody's around. People are busy. There's excuses, whatever, right? I'm not saying that they don't genuinely care, some of them, but a lot of times people got their own shit going on. And so you're feeling bad. Hey, man, they're doing their own shit. So then you find something that entertains you. You find something that you really like. You find something that you really care about that makes you happy. Again, you're comfortable, you're safe, you're secure. You don't want for anything. Now all of a sudden, here come all these friends out of the fucking woodwork. Got all these opinions. I think it's weird and all this shit. Then come the ultimatums. Well, if you're going to continue to do that, then you're going to lose out on this. You see what I'm saying? And then you make a decision that the life you were living previous to this person making you happy, where you were depressed and contemplating suicide and God knows whatever else, now you throw that away to go back because now these useless people have such strong opinions of you or your situation. Rather than just celebrate a person growing, coming into their own, exploring, experimenting, living their lives, having the best moment in their lives right now in this moment. And then nobody knows what tomorrow will bring. But we know that in the universe doesn't care about black or white, right or wrong or nothing. It cares about balance. So if there's an imbalance, something comes to balance it. Now you got something to say because you're worried about what's going on. But in your situation, you're cheating on your person. Somebody who cares about you and loves you, you're cheating, but you got advice for your friend who's happy and in a situation. See what I'm saying? Like that shit is dumb. And we talked about that earlier. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that we're gonna talk. And yeah, we're gonna talk about religion. Because I got a couple ideas I think it's gonna knock your socks off when it comes to religion. But we'll talk about that another time. Like I said, I'm right now I'm calling these because I haven't gotten my feedback yet on what days people want me to come on here. So right now I'm doing what I call a short and sweet Saturday, where I get in here and I talk for maybe an hour. I talk for 30 minutes, whatever. And we talk about a couple topics until I start getting back into real circulation with my fans, my fan base, and my friends and people that are tuning in and stuff like that. I want to start getting back into how it used to be. This is just going to be, like I said, man, my intent when I first started this podcast, my intentions were to help boost local artists. Well, I learned that a lot of, again, people are selfish. Nobody gives a fuck. If the thing ain't posting about them and talking about them all the time, I learned that a lot of people don't give a fuck, and then they just kind of fall by the wayside. So I stopped pushing other people and said, push yourselves. Because this is for everybody. That's why it's hashtag everybody eats, right? This is to celebrate everybody, not just you, not just what you got going on. Celebrate everybody. So right now, this is the keep it short and sweet Saturdays where we're gonna talk and we're just gonna vibe, man. This is a place to vent. This is a place to get it off your chest, and we're gonna do that. We're gonna talk about that more on what my intentions are, but I think that's what it is. I just want to offer a place where people could get on here and people could just chat and talk about things in the world, give opinions. Even if you mad, just be respectful, bro. And nobody cares about coming in here and starting shit. You will be dropped from the podcast. We're not doing none of that. We're just talking. You know what I'm saying? We just here to vent, bro. We're here to get it off our chest. Everybody's frustrated. Everybody's going through shit. So that said, like, everybody has the chance and the opportunity to express themselves and just, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's what we're kind of doing. I want to commit more to this because, like I said, I really believe in this movement, that everybody eats movement. I've always believed in it. If anybody who really knows me, all y'all out there that know me know, I've always just tried to bring people and things together, man. Yeah, that's man. Life is so short, man. I come from that era, bro. The block parties, people closing off. I remember closing off the neighborhoods. People would park cars so cars, traffic wouldn't cut through and run kids over, and people would be barbecuing. And I remember days. I remember that in Cali. I remember that all over the place, man. I remember going to the parks and we all just chilling and just shooting hoops, and then you know what I mean? Like, we got to get back to that life, man. People ain't people in no more, man. Everybody's in their phones. Everybody's on social media. Everybody's worried about look at me, all this attention seeking and all this and that. We're losing our damn minds. And I think we got to stop all that and come back down to what it was just to kick it, man. Looking forward to seeing people after work. Hey, man, what y'all doing? Where y'all at? Where y'all on? Man, you have to work. We finna go to this and do that and do this. And then we all get dressed and ready and we meet up and we get something to eat. Then we go and we have some drinks and we go dance, go kick it, boogie. We got to get back into that. And for those of y'all that are still doing that, man, I salute y'all, man, in this day and age because it's hard. I've bounced clubs. I've seen people this shit in the club, in the bar. And the only time there's any interaction, this shit. And then everybody's like, ah, and then it's back to this again. Everybody's got their phone, everybody, and then they grab a drink. They have the audacity to move from the phone to grab a drink. One poison to the other. And I'm sitting there like, y'all could have did that at the house. But we'll talk about that another time too. Tonight, I just want to take the time to just say, hey, man, as we take it one step at a time every week, get in here, podcast, chop it up, chat. And, don't hesitate to give me feedback. Don't hesitate to let me know your thoughts on things that I talked about. Give me your opinions. Give me your ideas, your perspective, because at the end of the day, that's all we have is our perspective on things. So today was a more chill day. We just kind of talked. I just was talking to y'all about different things. We just kind of touched back a little bit on some relationship shit, some questions and some pointers that were brought up to me. I wrote them down, and I'll go over some more stuff. And yes, we will talk about religious stuff because I think I have some ideas on religion that may blow your head off. But we'll talk about that another time. I just want to tell y'all I love y'all, man, and it ain't no funny shit. You know what I mean? I see y'all. I respect y'all. I don't like everything about y'all, but I love y'all. This is coming from an extroverted introvert. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Just tell people close to you love them because you just never know. And the people that piss you off, forgive them because you never know. Sometimes their energy just ain't worth the anger and all that shit. So I love y'all, man. Y'all stay out of trouble. On the next one, we'll see you soon. Deuces.